What's going on, everybody? My name is Magic Mike, and on today's episode, we're gonna drive to work. Let's get started. So, for those of you who may not be aware, I recently just purchased a 2012 Nissan Leaf, and today we're gonna try and drive it from Derby to Newton, Kansas. It's a total distance of about 41 miles. Supposedly the range of this car is 51 miles, and we're gonna see if we can make it all the way there or not. Hopefully we do. Hopefully we don't have to call a tow truck. So right now we're showing a range of 52 miles. Temperature looks good. And you can see I've got 48,000 miles on this car. So we're gonna see if we can make it all the way to work or not. Now I'm sure that what a lot of you are thinking is, Michael, in your introduction you showed you were sitting in front of a 1994 Buick, and I still have that car. But I went and I decided to pick up one of these Nissan Leafs because I'm getting really tired of paying for gas, and I'd really like to see how far I can go on one of these. I'm currently about 12 miles away from work, and so far it looks like I'll make it to work with about 2 or 3 miles of range remaining. So it's definitely going to be a close call, but I definitely am able to make it. I did have to change several things about my driving route and my driving habits. First and foremost, I avoided the highway. The entire drive up here, I've kept my speed below 45 miles an hour, which has definitely extended the length of my commute. Normally when I'm driving the Buick, I can make it here to work in about 45 minutes, but keeping my speed below 45 miles an hour, my route now takes about 2 hours. So it's definitely one of those trade-offs. A lot of the newer electric cars, or even a Nissan Leaf with a slightly bigger battery pack, you could probably take it on the highway and I could make it to work just fine. This Nissan Leaf cost $6,500. I wanted to see if it could take me all the way from Derby to Newton, and it definitely can, but I have had to change some of my driving habits. I gave myself plenty of time to coast to a stop. I wanted to use as much of the regenerative braking as I could, and that definitely has come in handy. Now, on these cars, pretty much anything over 45 miles an hour is going to drain the battery pretty quickly. So even going up to 50 or 55 miles an hour can reduce my range by quite a bit. The other thing is that I have the air conditioning turned off. Now, luckily, right now it's about 65 degrees outside, which is a pretty cool morning, especially for this time of year in Kansas. So it's actually been a comfortable drive up here. I do have the fan going, but that's just to keep some air moving in the car. A lot of these Nissan Leafs, the first generation, when they were brand new, they only had a range of about 85 miles, which isn't a lot, but at the same time, most people aren't having to drive 80 to 100 miles a day like I am. Now that being said, I will be able to take it to work and I'll be able to charge it using 240, which means that I should be able to charge my car back up in about 4 hours according to the calculator on my dash.
Low battery charge. Press button to check.
Alright, so there it is. There's my low battery warnings coming on. But I am in the Newton city limits, so that means that I'm about 4 miles from work. So we should still be okay. You can see it's flashing 10 miles an hour down there in the corner. So let's hope that we can make it all the way there. All right, so we made it. I've got a gauge showing about 8 miles left. It took me twice as long to get here, but we made it. So my beginning range was estimating, I think it was 52 or 53 miles. And after driving 41 miles, it looks like that wasn't far off. Now keep in mind again, I did this whole trip with the air conditioning off and I kept my speed below 45 miles an hour. You can see I grew about 3.5 anxiety trees. So really this car did pretty well. I'm pleasantly surprised with the performance. I honestly wasn't sure I was gonna make it to work, and I'm sure that if I would have taken the highway, I definitely would not have made it to work. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys very much. If there's any questions or comments, leave them down below and I'll try to answer them as best I can. Again, if you like the video, please feel to hit the like button and subscribe. I really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you later.